Right, as I mentioned, this is the Free Fall Baltimore info session. Before we get started, just a little bit about BOPA. Here at the Baltimore Office of Promotion of the Arts, we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We serve as the Arts Council, events producer, and film office for Baltimore City. Some of our guiding principles, we believe that artists and creators are a driving force of the creative economy. We also believe that healthy arts and culture organizations are vital to connecting art to people's everyday experiences. We also believe that every community/neighborhood has a right to have access to meaningful arts, cultural, and humanitarian experiences within their reach. We are committed to supporting artists and creators at all stages of their career. We are also committed to enhancing the diverse artistic voices of the Baltimore City arts community. We are committed to investing in projects that represent significant growth in artistic development of individual artists, creators, and organizations, in addition to employing a fair and equitable process for artists/creatives and organizations to access funding opportunities and additional support. And then, of course, we are committed to being inclusive in all of our processes regarding our programs. Now, if you didn't know already, Free Fall was created to celebrate Arts and Humanities Month. And so we will be supporting artists and organizations who are providing free programming for the month of October. Again, it's held in conjunction with Arts and Humanities Month. Local venues, artists, and organizations showcase the importance of arts with free concerts, dance and theater performances, festivals, lectures, workshops, art exhibitions, and special events. In addition to this, kids programming also. Each year, we provide a grant to artists and organizations who have a budget under $300,000. We also provide an opportunity for organizations who have a budget over $300,000 to participate by listing their free programming on our free fall calendar. Again, it's the whole focus of this program is to highlight the fact that it is Arts and Humanities Month. Each grants will range from $250 to $1,000. This is contingent upon the program itself and the needs contingent upon your budget. Right. To be eligible for this program, you must provide outreach and access to young adults, families, and/or underserved audiences. Your program must be free of charge to the general public without any contingencies. And then, of course, your program must take place between October 1st and 31st. So this program is currently open. The application for this is currently open. It will close July 27th, 2023. Grantees will be notified the week of August 14th, 2023. And then, of course, awards will be given out the week of September 4th. All free fall programming, again, will take place in October. Nothing before, nothing after. And then, of course, if you're selected, all final reports for your program will be due December 1st, 2023. And this will be a link provided via Submittable. A few things, funding restrictions. These funds may not be utilized for any religious ideologies, ceremonies, or anything like that. In addition to fundraising or re-granting, such as like grand prizes or anything like that, capital improvements to your facilities and or equipment, agent fees for programs contracted through commercial agencies, of course, anything traveling outside of the United States, and then projects outside of Baltimore City. Just for your knowledge, BOPA, we do not own or take any royalties in regards to anything that you create. We will, however, promote your program through the media that you provide us. This is, of course, to let the city know who we support and what's happening. So last year, Free Fall was very exciting. I loved it. I think we did a really good job collectively as a city in promoting it, and I'm looking forward to this year. I feel like we can create the same type of energy this year. So yes. How to apply. So you will go to promotionandarts.org. We have a grants and prize tab that you would hover over. That will take you to the Free Fall Baltimore grant. And then from there, you will click apply here. If you do not already have a submittables account, you will be prompted to create an account at this point. But keep in mind, creating a submittable account is not you submitting an application. And I say that because I've had multiple people reach out to me thinking that they submitted applications to programs when all actuality they've just created their submittable account. If you're not hitting submit, most likely you're not submitting a application. And if you have questions about if your application was received or not, you can always feel free to reach out to me. I will provide my email in the chat. 1 second. The application itself is 23 questions, and some of the questions allow video responses. Also keep in mind that the panel of reviewers will not accept any applications that are incomplete. Questions 1 through 6 request general information such as your name, the organization, contact information, etc., things like that, your mailing address, etc. Questions 7 through 20 request information on your program itself. Please include your budget information here, how much you are also requesting. Again, the maximum amount that we are giving out is $1,000. The lowest is $250. And again, this is contingent upon the needs of your program. Yes. Questions 21, request supporting documentations regarding permission to utilize the venue/location of the event. So if you're an individual artist or an organization that does not have a venue space for your project, we just ask that you provide documentation proving that you have permission to use whatever space that you are having your event. Question 22, request applicants plan and utilizing the information from people who attend the event. We think it's very important that the programs that we are supporting, that we're, in addition to us following up with you all to see what is working and what is not, I think it's a good opportunity for you all to also connect to new people in the community or new people that find a liking to your program. So yes. And then, excuse me, question 23, do not have it listed here, but it is again asking for any additional documentation to support your application. So the panel of reviewers will be scoring your application within 4 different categories: your program summary, artistic merit, service to underserved communities, and then your budget. The highest score that you can receive is a 3, and then of course 0 is the lowest. Anything lower than a 2 will not be considered for funding. I'll just quickly read what a 3 looks like for each of these categories. Program summary provides a clear and thorough introduction and background of programming. Artistic merit presents significant rationale and link between program mission and audience served. Service to underserved communities provides extensive service to a population or community that is underserved, whether it be location or audience. Now, I want to be clear with this because someone else also reached out in regards to what is the difference between audience served and location. Just to be clear, there is a difference. For example, like let's say it's a elderly home or a nursing home, in Hamden. That is still an underserved community, but some may argue that Hamden is not an underserved location. Does that make sense? Yes. So just keep that in mind. And of course, the budget, you have thoroughly detailed outline, budget aligned with program details and audience served. So everything that you are putting in your program summary, it should be able to be backed up, listed, supported in your budget. And again, it should be very clear where all of the funding is going towards that you are requesting. Really quickly, I'm going to go over some frequently asked questions in light that it may answer any questions that you may have. And then we will open the floor up for additional questions. If I'm a Baltimore County artist / group that serve Baltimore City residents, can I apply? So unfortunately, no. All grants, for the most part, all of our programs outside of Artscape, the festival, are programs catered to Baltimore City residency, specific to artists and organizations. Uh, my project is partially funded. Can I still apply? Yeah. So if you are requesting, let's say you're requesting $1,000, you need $1,000 for your program to work, but we are only able to grant you 700 based on the other list of grantees. We would then follow up and, excuse me, asking for documentation proving that you have the remaining balance of what you may need for your project. This isn't to be nosy, to be clear. This is more so just so we are sure that we know that we're supporting a program that is, thorough and is able to be implemented. And then, of course, who is responsible for any final reports? So it's very important in the general questions at the beginning of the application, the information that you provide in regards to email address or the submitter's first and last name. That information is very important personally for me. Those are the people that I am in contact with. And so if in the middle of your season or whatever have you, there are changes that are made with that role, I just ask that you reach out to me and let me know that the contact person has changed, so I'm not sending incorrect information to the incorrect person. That's all I ask. And then, of course, when does my program have to take place? The program must take place in October. This is to highlight Arts and Humanities Month. And so anything that happens before or after is irrelevant to the program. But yes, if you have any additional questions after this Zoom session, of course, feel free to reach out to me. I provided my email address in the chat. In addition to my director's email address is jdowns@promotionarts.org. Now I'm going to add that to the chat as well. I see that there are 2 questions, so just give me 1 second. Oops. That is a great question. Okay, so we have 2 questions. Oh, ignore the last question. Did you delete it? Hey, Salt and Pepper. Anyway, so can the funds be used for permits if needed? So unfortunately, no, they cannot be used for permits. The funds are more so for the program itself. Um, we're kind of expecting you to already have your permits and things in place before applying.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any additional questions? Awesome. And please keep in mind also, I'll provide my director's email as well. Please feel free to reach out at any time. I don't care what time of the day is. And yeah, I'll get back to you within at least 24 hours. If you have any additional questions, I am going to end this session, and I appreciate you all for coming. If you know of anyone else that's interested in the program, I do plan on having another info session. But be on the lookout for us within our social media and things for details regarding that.